What's up, GoBots? It's your boy Alex. You've docked at Seeker Sentral, the place where we take an elevated look at the Transformers TCG. And today we've made it all the way to pool number 5 on our Wave 3 box opening. What we're doing is we're taking a box of Wave 3 War for Cybertron Siege, and we are dividing it up into 5 different sealed pools. A sealed pool consists of 6 booster packs. We then open the booster packs to make a team and a deck of 25 stars, 25 cards, and we do so in 20 minutes. It's a fun format. You play like you would a constructed format. It's the same, draw 3 at the beginning, but every time is new and different, and you get to make deck construction decisions, more so than you do in Turbo Draft. Well, I mean, you're not making any decisions in Turbo Draft. You're just going from there. Ooh, peaked the mic pretty good. All right, so we've got 20 minutes marked on the timer, and first what we're going to do is we're going to open up the packs, and then we're just going to look at the characters, try to figure out a general idea of what our team is going to look like, and then we're going to open up our battle cards and fill out what our battle deck's going to be. So without further ado, let's put 20 on the clock and get going. All right, 20 minutes. So this is the 5th pool from this particular box, and we've had some pretty great pulls. Chromia to start things off. The draw that you're getting with Chromia, because blue is actually pretty prevalent in this set, percentage-wise over the number of cards available. It's actually a pretty high percentage, comparatively speaking, with Wave 1 and Wave 2. This is something that happens pretty frequently. So being able to get a bunch of card draw can be just so wonderful. We also got a Top Shot. A lot of these Micromasters, I'm not super thrilled with playing if I can avoid it. If I have a real deficiency and it's like I have 5 stars left and after my big characters, and you just want to slot one in, generally speaking, it's Visper or Stormcloud. Hey, look, Stormcloud that I'm putting in. But we did pull a Raider Ion Storm, and this is going to be at the front runner for characters that we're going to put in our deck. It is a 12 cost character. That's a lot, but 7 attack, 14 health, 3 defense. It's just a stat monster, and that by itself makes it warranted for discussion or prime discussion as to what we want to do. Frankly, Stormcloud and Chromia together, plus maybe a small character, is at least right now very much what I'm thinking about doing. Obviously, if we get a whole bunch of Decepticon Matters cards like the HV whatever. Ooh, we have a second Chromia. You can absolutely play 2 copies of a character. Private Flak. But yeah, so playing 2 characters, you can absolutely do that. Unlike in traditional constructed, if you pull 2, you are able to run both of them. And that's not a bad idea, because that's just a whole bunch of defense. Okay. Ooh! And we pulled an Alpha Trion, so that's rare number 3 or 4. We got an Ironhide, an Elite, and an Elita 1. I know those 2. We might have got another one. And we also pulled a Cog in our first pool. But Alpha Trion, another rare, definitely awesome to see that. Another stat monster, 14 health, 6 attack, 1 defense, and it's, essentially Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend Light. So, ooh, we got a team right here. These 2 plus 2 star cards. Yeah, I have a hard time believing we're going to run anything else. Okay. And if we pull another rare, that makes this box absolutely epic. Okay. Ooh, we got a Runabout, and we've seen his other half in the other set, or in our other pools. We have not gotten both of them together. Fantastic combo together. Outside of that, not really something we want to be considering. All right, and lastly, we have a Cindersaur. So we got 2 rares. In the pool. That's a 4 rare, at least a minimum 4 rare box, plus a super rare. 5 packs of the 30. So that's, 5 packs of the 30 is 1/6 of the box. 6 had a rare or a super rare in it. Jeez. Wow. That's pretty cool. When we do our conclusions video, we'll make sure we'll go over all that. So, okay, let's go back. Cinderstore's not what we're gonna play though. There's just not enough orange to make it happen. It ain't happening. Okay, so let's take a look. Probably Alpha Trion and Ion Storm. Honestly, we didn't really get anything in our small characters that it was even worth talking about. That's why I glossed over so much of it. So that's going to go up here. These two are going to be what we're going to try to do. I don't really see a reason to do... I mean, it's only 28 health is kind of the reason why you may not want to do this team, given the fact that it's there's so much Pierce. But when you flip to this mode, return an orange action from your scrap pile to your hand. After you flip battle cards for your character's attack and before defense slips, you may play one of the blue actions you flipped. So let's see what kind of blue actions we have. If we have support for this, where we actually want to be doing this, we'll try to do it. If not, we may try to go with Chromia. But we're for sure going to do Ion Storm, because having that 7 attack and being able to return upgrades to an opponent's hand is disgusting, because you can return a weaponizer to their hand and it goes to their KO area instead. Alright, so we have a medic, a defensive formation. We're going to do action, weapon, utility, armor, and secret action. Combat dagger, great orange pip, because they are at a premium weapon. Covert armor, spinner rims, my least favorite card in the set, and a defensive or a dampening field. We're already at 5 minutes in. I mean, this time just flies by when you're putting this together. Putting these together. So basic combat protocol, another orange pip. That's good to see. But we don't really have a lot of bold or reason for bold. And frankly, we want blue pips if we're going to run Chromia. So we've got a frag toss, a pep talk, a rock toss, so much tossing, a callous leadership, which is just going to go right over here because we're not going to play it, and a point defense system. Because we have so much native attack with Ion Storm, we may want to try to prioritize Pierce because we can guarantee huge amounts of damage. We got a reactive armor, a dismantle, a calculated strike, a second point defense system, a heroic team up, which is a star card. Tap one of your Autobots. Add you basically thrust one of your characters. So we could only tap Alpha Trion to add it to another Autobot. So potentially, okay, so these two together are 14. 14, we could run double Chromia Alpha Trion, which would be hilarious. Really hilarious. Yeah, we may have to do that just for the hilarity of it. Because you could tap Trion to give Chromia +5 attack. Yeah, it's essentially adding wave whatever 2 thrusts ability. Alright, another calculated strike, good to see. An urban camo, a repurpose, some nice card draw, a fuel cache, extra padding, hoping to see more than one, and a special ops mission with only 2 secret actions so far. That's going to go right over here. But I do see a battlefield report in this last pack, which is good to see. It's my favorite secret action because it's all the time happens. You're just never gonna miss on it. Ooh, wait, hold on. Those are one there. All right, smoke cloak, a second defensive formation, a second repurpose, a second spinner rims, a steady shot, and a pop-a wheelie. We don't have any support for that. I find that a lot of the rares in this set are very, very narrow, and you're typically not playing a lot of them. And if you can, you're getting a ton of extra advantage. So, Battlefield Report, which we can do with Alpha Trion. Brainstorm, which we can do with Alpha Trion. A launcher, a second fuel cache, which we couldn't play. We can't play any star cards if we're going to do this lineup. A sturdy armor, and we have an emergency defense field, which is kind of weird to make work. but sometimes it can be a huge blowout. It's like is it a huge blowout? Is it not a huge blowout? So yeah, we're just not going to be thinking about Raider Runabout. These are going to be kind of our off to the side cards. I'm just going to take these spinner rims and like I don't want to play them, but they make Alpha Trion better. So so we have 14 plus 11 is 25. So we couldn't play any of our star cards, and we have a few star cards. We have a fuel cache, 2 fuel caches, one of our rares, the heroic team up, and that's it for star cards. So we do have 3 star cards. Ooh man, I really wish we had a red alert in this pool, because that would be just fantastic. But with this amount, we're at 38 health. That is so much health that I think it's just worth doing. So let's put all the stuff that we know we can't play. And we're not playing that special ops mission. It's just not worth it. So let's put all of this stuff over here. And unfortunately, Raider Ion Storm is just a little too expensive to pair with Alpha Trion. And we can't do Ion Storm double Chromia. So that's not... that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. So we're already cut most of the cards that we're going to want to cut. So we're at the point now where we're just trying to get the last things going. So it's basketball season. I don't know if you can see the notifications coming up on the timer. I think Kevin Durant just signed with the Nets for a huge amount of money, which I'm not surprised about it all. He deserves every single dollar, and I feel awful for what happened to him over the course of the playoffs this year. It was heartbreaking to see. Now, to be able to return an orange action, we don't have a lot of orange actions. We have a rock toss, and then we have the 2 defensive formations. Which I think we do play in this instance because it's going to add even more defense, even more survivability. Defense isn't as important, obviously, because of all of the Pierce that's running around, but that is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to put the dampening field up here just because it's not my favorite card. It's a lot more situational. And then let's look out through here for other cards. I kind of want to cut the emergency defense field. No pips feels not great. Then we have our sturdy armor, which is specialist only. We have 2 specialists. That's going to be just fine. We have a covert armor, though, which we can't play on anything. So let's put that up here as well. Actually, let's just put it right into the no pile. We absolutely want to be running this pep talk. I don't think we're going to run the frag toss, and I don't think we're going to make space for that medic. But we are going to run the sturdy armor, and then we're for sure going to run this smoke cloak. We have a ranged character for reflex circuits. Extra padding is just going to be fine. Blue pips and stuff that we want. Reactive armor, and let's put these 2 over on the maybe pile. So let's do a card count just to get things going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we're at 25 with this lineup. We're a little low on weapons, which I'm not super thrilled about, but we're playing, I think, every weapon that we have access to. And, I mean, a lot of this is just stuff that we can't use. We just straight up can't use any of that. So, this is really all that we're working off of with things that we have left. We have a covert armor, which we just can't use. We can put that over there. We can't use it. Because Alpha Trion is not melee on this side, if I'm correct. Oh, Alpha Trion is melee on that side, so we could put it onto Alpha Trion. And it's a but it's a blue pip as opposed. But we have a fair amount of attack. So getting some black in here, I think, is what we want to do. So let's. We can also guarantee we have a fair amount of. Not a fair amount. We have some defense, 2 in Alpha Trion's alt mode, and then 1 in both modes for Chromia. But we're incentivized to play blue with Chromia because of the double blue. So we may want to play blue armor. However, frankly, with Chromia, what I've been finding that I'm doing is I'm flipping to Chromia, or I'm flipping to Chromia and attacking, and just relying on the 3 instead of the 4, and putting more stock into the when this defends and you flip at least 2 blue, draw a card. I'm trying to rely more on that, and then using my flips on other characters. So being able to flip Tryon back and forth, I think, is going to be pretty fun given this setup. So we have so much health, though. We have 38 health. 38 health is, I think, the highest amount of health that we've had out of any of our sealed pools. Actually, I know it is. It is for sure the highest amount of health that we've had in any of the sealed pools that we've done so far. But part of the flip side of some of these sealed pools is that, you'll pull something that is so obvious that it takes a lot of the decision making out of your hands, which isn't always the greatest thing, I will admit. But you also don't open an Alpha Trion every day, and I have a very hard time justifying a reason to complain about opening an Alpha Trion. It's a lot. It's a lot of great, especially if we get to a point where Wave 1 rotates out of Constructed. If we get to a point where Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend is no longer a usable character, then Alpha Trion will be a lot better. But it's just not as good as Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, pretty much every way that you look at it. The truck support is better than spaceship support, and it's just got better stats for the star cost. I'm not knocking Alpha Trion. I mean, it's a great card, and I'm excited to maybe pair him with Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend and just try to play a bazillion actions. That'd be a lot of fun. That's actually, that'll be a fun deck to put together. But anyway, we're gonna turn off the timer for this point. All right, we're gonna lock in. We've locked in on this list. So let's do some quick, just kind of stat analysis of our pool. First, let's put all of our orange into one pile and see where we're at with orange. And we have a reflexive armor. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orange. And then for blue, it looks like we have a fair amount of blue, which is great for Chromia. Steady shot, love seeing that steady shot. All right, preemptively make a black pile, putting the blank pip card over there. All right, and we got a battlefield report. Urban camo. Oof, and all of our armor is blue. That's awesome for Chromia. I mean, I don't think it's going to really do a lot, but yeah. And then black, and we only have one non-pipped card. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards with blue pips, so we're just under 50%, and we are only running 2 white, so it's not going to be a whole bunch of things that we're going to be able to do. We have 4 actions that we can play off of Alpha Trion, but honestly 6 attack for 11 stars is enough by itself to warrant running it. So this is, I think, more of a gravy situation than anything else. We also don't have any ability to plan with what we have right now, but I think it's more think about how you can do the most amount of damage while spreading while making your opponent force themselves into a situation where they have to, or not have to, but they think they're incentivized to attack a tapped character that's very close to being KO'd. If you can orchestrate a situation with cards like these, given the defense that you have, where they then have to waste a large attack on a character close to being KO'd, you're going to gain a lot of advantage from doing something like that. So that's really it for this pool. It's a much more straightforward pool. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 black pips. 11 black, that's a lot. Okay, that's a fair amount of pierce, which is going to be really great with Tryon's 6 attack. It does make Ion Storm a little more enticing, but just the incredibly increased health pool doing these characters, I think, is where we want to be. Just one. Yeah, it's so many more stars. It's an extra, what was that? It's an extra 5 stars over Chromia. So Chromia, if you take both of them, we're at 14. This is 12. So taking both of these, we'd get this 1 card back and 2 star cards. No, for dropping, what is that? Dropping 10 health overall. For adding 2 star cards, that's way too much of a health drop with the amount of pierce in the format. So cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this last sealed pool for this box. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to open another box in this way. Kind of just want to crack it open. These videos don't take that long to make, but they're a ton of fun to do for me, and it is. I just love the thought experiment of going through the packs, doing the card evaluation, and figuring out what would I want to do if I was sitting down at my friendly local game store for a casual sealed event. I really recommend trying to get your store to run events like this. It is easily the most fun and best way to build a collection, especially if you're just trying to build your community within your local area. I'm very fortunate to live right now in Colorado, Denver specifically, where we have just a tremendous group of people that play the game, from young to older. It's a diverse and fun group of people, but I know that not everybody has access to something like that, and a lot of people are trying to build out their community. You know, and if you're going to do something like that, a lot of people are going to buy a box. Well, what's a way to have more fun with a box than just opening the packs? Playing some games with the packs, actually getting some entertainment. And that to me is the best part of limited as a format concept. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We're gonna do a conclusions video, and then I'm gonna take all the packs, all the cards that we opened up for these 5 videos, and I'm going to then build a constructed deck from just those cards to try to kind of mimic the new player experience from front to back. You know, if you're at your friendly local game store, you think this game is cool, or you know somebody is watching you play, you know, while you're playing your night, and they're like, oh, what do I do? And they're a Magic player or a Yu-Gi-Oh player. How do I get into this game? What's a cool way for me to learn and have fun? Well, you buy a box, and then you go through the exercise of building these decks to start with, and then learn how to play the games using a more, I guess, constrained set of cards. It's a really good way to learn or teach somebody how to play. Are you a Magic player who has a couple of friends who play Magic but don't play Transformers yet? Buy a box everybody gets a sealed pool, and then you have your cards. You're going to convert all your friends to this awesome game. And yeah, so I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to end the video here. We'll see you for conclusions. I'm your boy Alex. You've been docked at Seeker Central. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'd always love to hear what you guys think in the comments section, so let her rip. And until next time, go out and seek higher skies.